Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Polygon Matic. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, it's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of your video. Check that out before watching this one so you have more context. Now we are on the daily chart. This is TradingView. If I zoom out, you can see that I have the Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high in May to the swing low in July. We have the Elliott wave theory playing out, and right now potentially we are in wave 5. So we had this wave 4 pullback, and from there we've started our wave 5, and our 1.618 target is over here at $6.80 basically. So we'll see if we can get there. Obviously, if we get overextended into 2022, then we can obviously see these numbers be met, or targets will obviously get met if we have an overextended bull market and we have the euphoric, blow off top at the end of the bull market. But nobody knows if that's going to happen. I am leaning towards that idea coming, to fruition in March, maybe late March, early April, we'll see. But maybe around the time we had the last pullback in April, around in the middle of April, right, mid-April. So we'll see how it all plays out. But right now, jumping into the daily chart, you can see that we haven't retraced to the previous swing high over here at $2.71. That is our swing high, or all-time high as well. And we've come back down to the 20 EMA. So the 20 EMA right now is holding support very nicely. I always say you have to buy off of support, and right now it got overextended, came back down to the 20 EMA. This is a good time to start dollar cost averaging. Potentially your next support level below that is at $1.98. That's the 786 on the Fib retracement. But I do hope we just can bounce off this level and not lose it. Now, if you start losing this level, what happens then? Well, at that point, you have to look at the support levels below. What are those? Well, you have this multi-month support trend line, this yellow support trend line that you can see over here. And you've been landing on it ever since July. You had a bounce in September, another bounce in October, more bounces in November, and now we've even bounced off of it in December. So if we start losing the 20 EMA, you can potentially see yourself come back down to the 55 EMA and have maybe a wick off of this yellow support trend line. So draw this out on your charts so you can take a look at it any time of the day. And yeah, so that's what we're looking at. Overall, we do have a very beautiful uptrend. So higher lows, higher highs. It's looking very good at this time. So if we're still pretty bullish, right? As long as we don't start losing the golden ratio over here at $1.54. Now we potentially can come back all the way down there and wick off of that area, because we've done that December 6th and actually December 4th over here, once we started getting the pullbacks in the market. And this was a pretty large wick. And this golden ratio is a very strong support level. As you can see, we've held this level multiple times over here. This is, tremendous buying power in this area. So maybe have some buy orders in this zone in the case of another flash crash, right? But overall, the chart does look bullish. And if we zoom out to our next target after we break the swing high, we're looking obviously at the 1.618 as our main target at $6.80. And we do have the 1.272 and the 1.414 in there as well at $4 and $5 respectively. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we were in a bearish divergence actually. So if you start zooming in right now on the daily chart, you can see that if I just zoom in the price action as well. So I do have the crosshair right now. So you can see that this high on the RSI corresponds with this high on the price action. And on the price action after that, you've made a higher high. Now, if I go to the next high on the RSI, that high is lower. So this is a lower high. Now, this is a divergence in between the price action and the RSI. And what this shows is that the price is going higher, but the momentum of the trend is dying out. There are less bulls in the market right now buying up, and this just causes a a pullback. And as you can see here, in one day we had a very nice pullback of 14%, and you still do have a major divergence over here with let me just draw a trend line with this high and this high over here, but you can see on the price action it's the exact opposite from the October high. So a divergence in there as well. So we potentially can see a stronger sell-off. The bigger the divergence, the bigger the sell-off we can get. So if you start coming back down, I would look for the lower support of this yellow rectangle. If I just zoom in into the RSI, I remove the arrow. So you can see that we've landed on this pink trend line multiple times before. We held it as support December 4th very nicely. If you had the trend line on the chart, you could have bought in at the support levels that you've seen. So yeah, make sure you make sure you draw this out as well. So we have this yellow buy zone in between 47.75 and 56.93, and now we potentially can either land on this pink trend line that we've held as support multiple times before. But if we start losing that, you come back all the way down to 47. That's your potential nice buy order based on the RSI. And if we have a stronger pullback and Bitcoin starts crapping the bed, you can potentially see yourself land on 37.45 on the daily RSI, because we've landed on that zone, multiple times before. So it's a great buy zone in my opinion. But obviously, you don't want to be losing this structural support. We had a little fake out over here. We want to bounce off this pink trend line and just stay above it, right? This large pink trend line. If we start losing it, then it flips into resistance, and that's not very good. Now we are on the daily chart on Binance. So if we jump into the MACD, you can see that we're about to get the confirmation of the downtrend on the MACD. So once we have these confirmations, you can see once we had the bearish cross over here, let's see where that was in terms of price action. We just zoom in. So this is when we got the bearish cross, and from that bearish cross, we had a pullback of around about 20%. If we have the same thing over here where we have the pullback and it's around about 20%, that takes us to $1.62. So maybe look at that for a potential buy zone, if you want to do it that way based on the MACD. But if we look at the stochastic, we still have some place to go. We still have this oversold zone. So potentially wait until you get down here below the index of 20 on the stochastic, and that's where you start buying in, because at that point you're oversold. And yeah, that's for the daily chart and the oscillators. Let's jump into the 4-hourly chart for a better look. So on the 4-hourly chart, we're holding the 100 EMA. We're potentially getting the bearish cross on the 4-hourly, 20 and the 55. As you can see, we got very overextended. The gap in between the EMAs was really big. So it screamed at you, we're getting a pullback. And that's exactly what we have. So also what I do see over here is a nice descending triangle over here, as you can see. And if you measure the breakout over here, do it like that. Actually, what did I just do? So I want to measure the breakout. How you measure the breakout is basically from where the triangle was created to the bottom, or to the support line of the triangle. So that puts it at $1.86. So that's the target that you're going to have from this descending triangle if we manage to break to the downside, right, from it. Obviously, there is also potential that we break to the upside, but a descending triangle is usually a bearish pattern and a continuation to the downside, basically. So you can look at this target at $8.86. Let's see where the 200 EMA is in all of this. That's the 150. So yeah, you can potentially land on the 200 EMA. That's also likely on the 4-hourly chart if you start losing support. But overall, yeah, just buying the dip, guys. These times are, scary to some people, but to some people, they are big opportunities. And I am one of those people that considers this time to be a big opportunity. So Yeah, thank you for watching. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Follow me on Twitter, check out the Telegram chat, the Discord server, and make sure to check out our Patreon. Great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. Think of it as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the coffee, you get a lot of useful information, support my buy alerts, sell alerts, and low cap jump calls, personal technical analysis requests, video requests, all that good stuff. Make sure to check that out. Links are in the description. I'll catch you in the next one.